Yep.
All right. My name is Corey Porter. I'm the marketing assistant for Arkansas State Athletics. I'm in charge of marketing soccer, volleyball, and currently right now, as we're filling a new position of a guy who left, I'm working on women's basketball and also assist with football. So for example, I run the music for football, and before I'd help with on-field presentations and contests, in-game content, and also do the same for basketball.
Why did you choose this career path? Like, what was your inspiration for it?
I've always loved sports, basketball, and I guess anything. I always like being around it, so I knew that I'd kind of like to work in it. I'm actually just alright. My undergrad was in marketing, so I wasn't sports management, administration, anything like that. But going into my last 2 semesters of school, I realized that I didn't have enough experience, and not enough that I needed. One of my good friends was doing the internship that you're doing now, the game experience, and I talked to him about it. He gave me the contact information of who I needed to speak to, and I started becoming an in-game intern like you did, and then the following semester I started doing in-office work, and it happened to turn out that once I graduated, the position I'm in now, I don't know if you ever remember Darian, he left for a job in Florida, so then this position came open. It was too good to pass up on. I was able to keep doing what I've been doing for a year, work in sports, and this also allowed me to continue with my go enter into the MBA program.
Right.
So it's allowed me to work, get experience, work in sports, and continue my education. So I mean, it's not something that I really expected or planned. I just kind of went with the flow, and opportunities became available for me.
So, how long have you been in this?
I started as a just in-game intern last fall, so kind of what you're the same as you're doing now. Last fall, spring semester, I took it for internship credit, 3-hour credit, going in office, and then officially started probably around end of June, early July in the position I am now. So I've only been in the actual assistant position for about maybe 5 or 6 months now, but as far as working with the program, it's been close to right at a year that I've been in Arkansas State Athletics.
What kind of advice would you give to someone who's wanting to kind of work in this?
It's you have to be passionate about it. It's one of those deals where it's not you work Monday through Friday and then that's it. You might have you might have to play a football game Tuesday night, and then turn right back around and you might have men's basketball game on Saturday, or men's basketball game Thursday, women's basketball Saturday. You might have volleyball, on the weekend.
Right.
It's just something that you have to love to do. I mean, it's not, like I said, 8 to 5, 10 to 5, that's the hours I'm working. It's not just coming in and then that's it. It has to be something, like even when you're at home, it might be running social media, creating graphics, being at every game. It takes a lot of dedication, to be honest. So advise, just make sure it's something you love and then put everything you have into it. Because when I first started doing what you do, I never expected that I'd be, actually working in the department now. So just keep working, make friends with everybody, just work as hard, make sure you do what you can to just stand out above the rest. Because if I came in and I was just an average intern, you really didn't do anything, then I would have never, when I said, hey, I'm interested in this position, they would have never have thought about it. So just do what you can to impress people. That's the main thing. Try to step above everybody.
What's your favorite part about working here?
So many times, a lot of people just come to the games and they just see the players play the game. Being in the office every day, the weight room's right beside our office. So it's cool to see, the full product, not just going out and playing a game. Because, we might come out and lose, this team doesn't try, they don't put any effort. But really, if you all during the summer, there was always people in the gym. If you could see people out there on the court, their practices, they're working out, I think that's something that I really like, developing relationships with the players, with the coaching staff. So instead of just going to the games just to watch because, I love Red Bulls, I know the people. I think the relationships within it and just seeing how everything works in general. Because, before you would come in games and, you'd see something on the video board, you'd hear music, you'd see this contest, but being able to see, how much work it actually takes to get that all done, I think just the behind the scenes of it is what I really like about it. So.
What's your fondest memory of working with the athletics here?
it actually happened just a few weeks ago. You know, the volleyball team was 24-1 going into the last regular season game. They had a chance, and so, you know, volleyball was a sport I worked, so I was, you know, really trying to hype it up. Beginning of the year, we had about 200 or 300 people come per game, and in the game against Little Rock, we actually had 800 something, which was the 9th largest in history. So we were going into the last conference game of the season, November 12th against ASTATE. If we won the game, you know, 25-1 record for the season, undefeated in conference, outright conference champs, #1 seed going into the tournament. So there was a lot of build-up. So we actually pushed the Get Us to 25 campaign, where we made all tickets $2.50. We had talked to the coaches saying, man, it'd be cool if we could get 1,000. It'd be cool if we could get 1,000. We show up to the game. That happens all the time in meetings. We show up to the game, and people just keep coming. Well, it's like 30 minutes before the game, there's barely anyone there. I'm like, this is bad. And people kept coming in. My grandpa came to the game. He calls like, I've been waiting outside for 10 minutes in line trying to get a ticket. After the game was over, the announced attendance was 2,517.
Wow.
So, I mean, the previous record was 1,000, a little over 1,000. So we more than doubled, you know, the largest attendance in school history, and just to see the energy the girls played with and how much they celebrated and the support for, you know, a sport like volleyball, where a lot of people might not know much about, but it's, to me, that's my favorite sport to watch on campus. And so just having over 2,500 people there, our girls winning the conference championship, and then going on to Statesboro, Georgia, and winning the actual tournament.
Right.
And we had a watch party for them last night where they had the selection show. So, you know, they're heading to Seattle, Washington to take on Michigan State in the first round. They play on Friday. So just the entire season of volleyball, and just, you know, how unbelievable they were, and the fan support grow. Because, you know, marketing, my job is to get people in the seats and you know, keep them there. So, you know, if you're thinking you're averaging 400 people a game, and then you get 2,500, how many people from the 2,500, that was their first ever game? And because they had such a great experience at that last game, you know, they're going to come back maybe 2 or 3 games next year, buy season tickets. So, you know, that the experience that you know, I helped create that one game, trying to make it as fun as possible with fans, that could impact Arkansas State volleyball for the long run. So that's something that I'm really proud of, and that's probably my best memory of that.
That's awesome. What are your goals working in this career, like your future goals for it?
You know, I like to kind of take things, don't plan too much ahead, because that's probably bad advice, but you never really know what's going to happen. Like I said, when I took the internship, I had no idea. I just wanted to say, hey, to be honest, I said, hey, this will look good on a resume. You know, this, you know, if I work this, then I could take it for credit next semester. So, I mean, it's just, long-term goals is to, I don't want to ever put myself in a position where I can't advance. That's one reason why I'm continuing my education. I don't want a position to come available and then I not be qualified for it. You know, I just like to take any opportunity I can. You know, I would love to work in sports forever. I love college sports. I love pro. I mean, anything. Just being around it, being involved in it. But I mean, really, my goal is just to work hard every day, and then, because you can't say, oh, this is my goal, and then do nothing to achieve it. You have to take it a day at a time. Work hard every single day, and just see what opportunities come available. So really, my long-term goal is to work hard today, work hard tomorrow, because I mean that's going to open up things that you would have never possibly thought you could open up. So.
What's some necessary skills that one would need in this?
Marketing standpoint, you have to be creative. You know, you have to do things that get people talking. For example, like with the spring game for football, you know, for the last 2 seasons, they've auctioned off, you know, a chance to be the head coach for the spring game. And that's something that no one else in the country has done before. So, you know, it was like on the little ticker at like Times Square in New York on sports, Arkansas State auctioning off head coach position. You know, just doing things that people wouldn't normally think about. People don't do. Just being creative. Just always be ready to work, because you know you might have you know, when you first take a position, you say, well, this is what you do. But to be honest, there's 100 different things that's not in. You know, just you have to be up to date on a lot of different skills. For example, while I was interning, I wish I would have learned more about Photoshop, because that's so much of what we do: social media, creating graphics for games and promotions, different things like that. Slides, you know, you see before a game there's slides running. That's something I didn't know how to do until I started, you know, and my first 2 weeks here, it was right at the time everyone was taking vacation, so I was really the only one up here in the office. And, it was right in the middle of summer, no games, all you're really doing is just preparing. It's, kind of a dead time for the athletic department. And, I just spent 2 or 3 weeks just working on Photoshop, creating stuff. It's just have knowledge and a little bit of everything in the end. So if you're interviewing for a job and say, hey, do you know something about this? Like, Jason Martin, he came in and he does a lot with ticket sales with Ticketmaster, and that's something we have never done before, like image mapping, HTML. I've never known anything about it. Well, Austin, you remember Austin? He had started doing that, and he kind of taught me. So now I know how to do image mapping, HTML codes, different things like that. Something that I've never known before. So in the future, if I apply for a job and they say, hey, do you know this? I can say, yes, I do. I mean, it just, don't wait until you have to learn something. Right. Take the advantage of it now and just continue to learn new applications and new tools and different things like that. Okay. So my advice is just don't be satisfied. Just keep working.
And last question I have is, if you could work at any school, any professional team, kind of doing what you're doing now, where would that be?
I always said as far as like working in sports, I'd like to work in college, but while I'm in college. I think that's a good experience. My 2 favorite sports teams are the Memphis Grizzlies, the NBA, St. Louis Cardinals, Major League Baseball. I think if I had to choose between which of those 2 to work for, I believe it'd be the St. Louis Cardinals. Because I guess I'm such a big fan of the Grizzlies that it's almost like I'm such a big fan that I don't want to work for them. Right. It's like I want to go to games and just experience as a fan. But I mean, there's just something about like the Cardinals. Their promotions are fantastic, and just every time I go to a game, the atmosphere of St. Louis on a game day. No matter how good the team is, what team they're playing, they'll have 40,000 people there every night. So it's just you're working the marketing department. It's cool to think that an idea you come up with is going to affect the experience of 40,000 people. Right. So if there was a dream job in sports that I could take, it would definitely be working with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, well, that's all I have.
All right, man.
I appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thank you.